Hey everyone, it's the Budgeting Bliss Mama. If you're new here, I am a 20-something-year-old mom of one who has decided to share my personal journey into budgeting and my own financial experiences. And if you're not new here, welcome back. So I have been MIA for maybe about the last 2 weeks or so. But life was just catching up to me and I didn't have time to sit down and record. So I apologize for not being consistent. But I am back. It is November 1st and I did get paid. So today we will be budgeting out $1,379.90. And I did already reconcile all of my accounts. So all we're going to be doing today is just budgeting out my money. So the first thing that I do want to start with is, I'm going to go ahead and mention that I do have a little bit of changes to my categories, which happens almost every video just because I make changes all the time. But I'm just going to go ahead and go through, and then whatever I touch on, I'll just explain it. So I am first going to start with my savings category. And last month I did have to spend $150 from my peace of mind fund. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put back that $150 just because I want to make sure that I do have $1,000 in this category at all times. And I do just want to also mention that for all of my fixed expenses, like my bills, those are all fully covered for the month already. So I did fund those with the paychecks from the month of October. So I'm just going to go through and make sure everything is funded already. So in my subscriptions category, these are fully funded. I did add my GoodNotes 6 subscription as well as my Calendars Pro subscription into here, just because I didn't have those on my budget because they were for a year, but they did come back up. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and make a category for those. So yeah, that is the only changes to my subscriptions category. For my giving category, since we have that extra week in the month of November, and I send $200 every 2 weeks, I did go ahead and send $200 today to the partner, and then I'll be sending $200 again on the 15th and then again on the 29th. So that's why there was $600 assigned in here. So that's already fully funded as well. For transportation, I already have my car insurance and my car note fully funded for the month. And for my car note, you will see it is an extra payment in here because we have 5 Fridays and I make a payment every Friday. So that's why there's a little bit of extra money in here this month. So for my rent, that's already fully funded. For my storage facility, I can actually go ahead and delete this category because I did move all of my things out yesterday. There is a bit of furniture still left in that storage space only because I put it online to sell. My goal is to get all of that furniture sold by the 15th so that by time it's time for this next payment, I won't need to pay it. So I didn't fund this at all because I won't need to. I'm not going to delete it yet, but after the 18th, I'm going to go ahead and delete it. As far as for my phone and my internet, I did mention in my last video that I did receive reward cards. So I've been paying my phone and internet with those reward cards that I received. And I'm pretty sure with the money I have left, it'll cover the month of November. If not, I'll just have to reevaluate my budget, but I should be okay. So for my home category, fully funded. And then for kiddo, that's fully funded as well. So I just wanted to go over that all my bills are currently paid up for the month of November. But we're going to go ahead and get into my variable expenses. So I'm going to go over to that category, and I'm not going to fully fund everything In this category, what I'm gonna do is half. So for as far as clothes and etc. for kiddo, we're gonna go ahead and do $50. And for my home category, I did overspend by like $120 last month. I don't know what happened because I did great in September. So I don't know what happened with the grocery budget last month, but I definitely went over. So we're just gonna fund this. So I did up the budget from $400 to $450. I'm gonna try to stay under it, but I don't know. I may have to up the budget again, but for now I'm only gonna go ahead and put $225 in here. And then I'm only funding half of this because for my next paycheck, which is next week, I'll fund the rest of these categories. So as far as household goods, I'm going to go ahead and put $25. And then for transportation, for gas, I'm going to go ahead and put $40. And then as you guys can see, I did add another subcategory for car wash. And that's because I want to be consistent with getting my car washed. It does get dirty fast because I have a kid. I won't say dirty, but like coming in and out the car with dirt on your shoes, etc. Not just me. I mean, not just him, but me as well. The mats get dirty fast. As well as the outside of the car. It's been raining a lot, so there's a lot of watermarks and etc. on my car. So I'm just going to fund this halfway as well, because I do want to go ahead and get my car washed and detailed. And that's about $100. For transportation, it is halfway funded. And then for my giving categories, so for sisters, still the $50 a month. For tips, I did up this. It used to be $20, but I did up it to $50. So I'm going to fund this halfway as well. And then for gifts, I did up the budget for gifts as well. People are usually late with the invitations to like kids' birthday parties, etc. And sometimes it's not in my budget. So I'm like, I'm just going to up the budget. So I'm going to go ahead and fund this as well. Now for my for fun categories, as you can see, it says that I overspent by $34.59. That is because I went to Chipotle. So Chipotle. I did not go to Chipotle. I went to Chick-fil-A. So I'm going to fund this halfway as well. So it'll show that there's already money that was spent. For my fun and such categories, I used to have this at $50, and then I realized last month, like, it's holiday season, so the $50 budget that I had was not realistic. So I did up it by another $100, so I'm going to fund this halfway as well. For shopping and personal, that remained the same, so $100. And then for my miscellaneous / not budgeted for category, this used to be $50 as well, but I realized last month that there was a lot more miscellaneous spending than normal, so I just upped that budget by $50 as well. All right, and then on to the next category. So for these categories, I always change my beauty categories because I'm always trying different things or different methods to saving money. So last month I did my own hair. So this month I'm going to probably do my own hair again. So I'm only going to put $50 into I'm only going to budget $50 for the month of November for my hair. I don't think I need anything, honestly, but just in case. So we're going to fund this halfway as well. Last month, I did start doing my own nails. I was doing press-ons previously, but I'm like, the press-ons aren't lasting as long as I want them to. So I started Gel X. So I did buy all the things that I need for that. So this month when I do my own nails again, I'm most likely not going to need to buy anything, but again, just in case. So I'm going to halfway fund this as well. And then for vitamins and supplements, this remained the same $50, and I'm going to fund it halfway. All right. So all of my variable expenses are halfway funded. And again, come my next paycheck, I'm going to go ahead and fully fund the rest of these categories. So now we're going to go back to all. And what I am going to go ahead and go to is my sinking funds category. But first, I want to go over to my Wish Farm. So my wish list was in my last video, but I didn't really put any effort into it because I was like, I'm just gonna wait. I don't know how I want to fund. I didn't know how I wanted to fund these categories. So what I'm going to do to fund my Wish Farm is any remaining money that I have left over from any discretionary spending from the previous month, I'm going to go ahead and put those into my Wish Farm. So currently, I don't have anything small, but as you can see, I have an electronic toothbrush in this category. And then I also have a mini PC set up in this category as well. So those are what I'm working on now. And then the other things that I have in my wish list are a pair of beads, gym shoes, and a spa day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 90 cents in here just because I like to have an even number, meaning I don't want to have any cents at the end. So I'm going to go ahead. I put the 90 cents in there, and I'm going to go ahead and close these categories. And then I'm going to go over to my sinking funds. Now, I already funded my Christmas and education sinking funds for the month of November last month. So the things that I need to cover is passport renewal, travel expenses, my trip to Orlando, and then I do have a class reunion coming up next year. So I don't have a goal for that yet, but I did send money over just so we can secure our spot. I did send money last month so we can secure our spot. So I don't know how much I'm going to need for class reunion. I'm still working that into my budget. But I do have new categories. I have my passport renewal because my passport will be expiring next year in July. So I want to make sure I actually have that by at least, I think I did it for March. Let's actually look. Oops. Yeah, so the balance needed by March 2025 is $155. And obviously it's $130 for the passport book. And then I budgeted around $25 because I know I'm going to need photos. So I'm probably going to take those at CVS or Walgreens or something. And that's about how much it is. So the next thing that I do want to talk about is my travel expenses. So I am going to Arizona in February of next year. So I do need a plane ticket, which the plane ticket is around, it's been going up and down. I've been watching it, but it's somewhere around like $220 to $250. So I'm just going to go ahead and budget $300 for that plane ticket. And then I am going to Orlando, which is why you see the other sinking fund category. But the train ticket to Orlando is $148, and it does say to buy the first week of November, but I'm probably actually gonna wait. No, I'm gonna buy the ticket this weekend. I need to buy the ticket this weekend. So as far as my travel expenses in Orlando, I do want to make sure I have those categories fully funded before any of my other sinking funds. I do need $276 more dollars. So we're going to go ahead and put that $276 here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the remaining $128 into Orlando. So, all right, so that means for next week, I'm going to put $25.84 into my passport renewal so that I remain on track. And then as far as Orlando, I still need $22 more. That is for the end of the month. So I'm ahead of everything currently. So yeah, so if you don't know, I am on a journey to 1 month ahead. So I'm doing pretty well. By next week's paycheck, I should be able to fully fund the remainder of November and then start on December. That's really everything. I did go over most of the changes to my current budget. With that being said, if you did like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe so that you can see more videos from me. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, that's all. Thank you. Bye.